Thank you, Troy, for being with me. It's a great honor.
Thank you.
Oh, happy. Okay, first question. I think that acting in a game is completely different from acting in a movie. If yes, why? And do you use a different approach compared to the movie?
It's a wonderful question. I think you're exactly right. There are differences. We want the performances to be of the same caliber or even better, depending upon which movie we're talking about. But yeah, you do approach it differently because with TV and film, the sets and the wardrobe and the props are all working for you. They help you if you're doing a Western, you're on a horse and you're out in the Old West and you've got your gun. But with what we're doing with games, you really, it's theater of the mind, what we say. There may not necessarily be the sets, your props may not be real, and the wardrobe especially is working against you because, yeah, it's the spandex with the shiny disco balls. So what it forces you to do is really fully understand the character so that it's all about what you quintessentially bring. And like you just said a minute ago, I don't look like Joel from The Last of Us, which I love because that allows me to hide behind that role, which is what I want to do. It's all about the performance. So you approach it as if you would be making a film, but the approach that you take is something different based upon the actual technicalities of it. And sometimes those things are obstacles that you have to overcome.
Yes, and the first time with that suit, how was it? You start laughing.
Oh, absolutely. You look ridiculous and you feel ridiculous. And it's a really interesting exercise as an actor because you want to feel confident if you're like this brave warrior and you're literally, yeah, you're very exposed to your fellow actors. So it's a great lesson in trust. It's a great lesson in humility. It's a great lesson in getting over your pride. And again, just being the role. And like with InFAMOUS, what we did is brand new technology that we'd never used before. We had 4 cameras right here, literally right in your face. And you have 64 dots on like little black dots all over your face. And what's interesting is that when we really started getting into it, this goes away. And I was there with Reggie or I was there with Fetch and being able to interact with them. So once you learn how to overcome that, it just disappears.
So it was slightly different from shooting The Last of Us. Completely different.
Well, yeah. Again, the approach is the same because you want to deliver a cinematic performance. But with The Last of Us, all of their facial animation is done after the fact. This was literally getting every little twitch, every little nuance right then when we were actually filming it.
What's the first game you did? And how was it?
The first game I ever did was a Gearbox game called Brothers in Arms. And a friend of mine worked at Gearbox, and he said, we need guys with good voices. You've got one. Maybe you want to do a game. I don't know, huh? And so I played Matt Baker in Brothers in Arms. And I was a gamer. I mean, I've been a gamer my entire life. So I've just always tried to focus on delivering a performance that I would want to watch or being a character that I would want to play or want to see in a game. And I've just somehow been able to keep working at this. No one's figured out that, I'm not necessarily the best, but just really, really care about games. And I believe that it's a wonderful place to tell a story, to be a character, to really invest in the lives of someone. And games give back so much. Because instead of just an hour and a half or 2 hours for a movie, this is 10, 12, 40 hours, I'm looking at Zelda going, I mean, God, how much time have we spent playing Zelda? So I love that games give back to us as much as we put into them.
So the fact of being a gamer helped you a lot, trying to improve as much as you can the performance.
I definitely think so, yeah.
How do you feel when you see a character on the screen that acts like you, but is totally different from you, I mean, from the outside?
I love it because, again, and for most people, I hope that they don't see, we're at a point now to where people are starting to recognize me from different games, and which is an honor. I'm grateful for that. But I honestly want people to see the character. I don't want them to see me. If I can hide behind that character and and make someone go, I can't believe that that guy is Joel in The Last of Us. I can't believe that that guy is, you know. Now we've got, with Delsin, it's me, it's my face. But again, I don't want you to see me. I want you to see Delsin because, again, with the film, you're watching that role, you're watching that performance. But with this, you're controlling it. So you and I are partners in this relationship. I give you the dramatic things, and I give you, you know, certain quirks that make you feel like he's a real person, and then you make all the decisions. You are guiding him through this world. So that's my goal, is that you feel like you and I are actually in this together, and I take the steering wheel at times, and then you take it the other times.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.